in. I want this video to go viral. And the reason is because many of our young people are not listening. Okay, it's the day we spray money or the day we go on vacation, they will start saying, Lord, when me, when me. Today now that we are talking about the secrets, what we are doing and what we did, if we don't intentionally start investing and opening our secrets to young people, they will not hear. And we have to find a way to get them involved. We have to find a way to have them listen to these important conversations. And I think it's a very, very important conversations that people have to listen to. So what's land banking? I've given an example of Lagos. So basically when you have a major city center, you definitely know that population will keep growing, okay, to other parts. So you position yourself in the direction of population growth. That's called land banking. So when you're doing land banking, you're not buying land so that you live there. You are buying land to wait so that the property appreciates and you cash in. So people have become billionaires, literally from land business through land banking. So I'll give you a couple of stories. I'll give you two stories. One was the story of a man called Pastor Paul Adefarasi. I don't know if you know Pastor Paul Adefarasi, right? Pastor Paul Adefarasi is his own biological father was a civil servant. He was never a rich man. And he bought this particular land when he's retired. His total retirement money, for you to know he's not rich, was £2,000. Can everybody say £2,000? Everybody, come on, £2,000. Total retirement money. That was all that the government gave him. He then used that money to buy a land in Akintayo, now known as Victoria Island. Now, 50 years ago, when this man did this, Victoria Island was a marshy land. Nobody wanted to buy Victoria Island. It was all marshy. Okay, people were running away from buying that kind of land. They felt that who will buy marshy land? So the city center of Lagos 60 years ago, 70 years ago, was Ojuelegba, Mushin, Bariga. I don't know if you know that. If you know that type, I know. If you don't know type, I don't know. Do you know that 70 years ago, city center of Lagos was Bariga, was Mushin Olosha, was Ojuelegba, was Ajegunle? If you know type, I know. If you don't know type, I don't know. Was Isaleko? Those were the city center of Lagos. Those were like when you say Lagos, yes, Lagos, right? So nobody will go to. In fact, I met a man. Baba is 87. Baba told me they gave him Surulere, 6 acres in Surulere. He said, God forbid. Okay, over 50 years ago, when they gave him 6 acres in Surulere, he said, God forbid, because those were not the city center in those days. Who wants to go there? Ikeja, everybody's saying, oh, he lives in Ikeja. Magodo. Magodo was forest. Even in the 80s and 90s, you will kill monkeys in Magodo. Ikeja, right? In the 70s and 60s, when Jack Conde started building housing estate in Ikeja, the civil servant used to say, it is him and his family that go and live there. That God forbid, they will never live there. Civil servants used to tell Jack Conde that they're not going to live in Ikeja because the entire Ikeja was thick forest. Opebia land, they used to do ritual killing there. In broad daylight, if you are passing Opebia land, you have to run. In the 70s. So this man, the father of Pastor Paul Adefarasi that you all know, that owns the, Rock Cathedral, Rock Church all over the world, right? House on the Rock all over the world. His father, £2,000, bought marshy land, retirement money, bought marshy land, Akintayo, Victoria Island, but that time, marshy land. And he left it for land banking. He left it for many years. After some years, a particular company came to him and said, at that point, Victoria Island started developing. So they said to him, you know what, can we build on your land? We'll keep the rent for 10 years till we recover back the money we spent and we'll give the house back to you. The man said, no problem. The land is there. And this is one of the secrets of land banking. when you do land banking, you may not end up using your money to build it. Land banking is one of the easiest way to become a billionaire. I want everybody to type it. Land banking is one of the easiest way to become a billionaire. Everybody, I want you to type it. Let me say it again. Land banking, because sometimes you don't even need to use your money to build it. You don't even need to use your money to eventually build that land. Just be sure that you bought a land, okay, in a location that they will ultimately, right, share this, that the value of that land will appreciate. Buy a land in a location where the location is strategic. Because like in the case of Pastor Paul, his biological father then got this company. They said, we'll build on your land. VI is growing, it's a strategic location, we'll build on the land. They built on it, took the rent for 10 years. After that, they gave him back the land. They gave his father back the land. The rent from that land is what they used to send Pastor Paul and his other brothers and siblings to university abroad. You see the power of land banking. When you do land banking, you are securing the future of your children. Everybody write it down. When you do land banking, these are benefits of land banking. Number one benefit of land banking is that it's the easiest way to become a billionaire. Number two secret of land banking is that it's one of the ways to secure the future of your children. Because issue of I want to send my children to school abroad, if you do land banking very well, the rent you will generate, or if you choose to sell the land, what will come out of it, you can use it, okay, to send your children to school. That's how they sent Pastor Paul Adefrasin to school abroad. His parents were not rich people. All his brothers, they went to school abroad. It was the rent from that 2,000 pounds land, the cost of land banking. Okay, now 50 years later, when the father died and they sold that land, can anybody guess how much they sold the house? Remember, they bought that land for 2,000 pounds. They were not even the one that built on it. Can you guess how much they sold the house in Akintayo 50 years later? Somebody guess. Just put an amount in dollars. Just guess how much in dollar. Property bought for 2,000 pounds. Guess how much it was sold in dollars? Okay, 50 years later. Anybody, just guess. 2,000 pounds was the amount they bought the land. 50 years later, can you guess how much the property was sold in USD? Malcolm says $25 million. That's too much now. 2,000 pounds, bros. 2,000 pounds. 2,000 pounds. Somebody said they sold it for 50,000. Someone said $50 million. Bros, you guys, now what for now? Right? They sold the house for about $5 million 50 years later, from 2,000 to $5 million. Can everybody type from 2,000 to $5 million? Everybody type it. From 2,000 pounds to $5 million. I want you all to type so that you can see when we say one of the ways to become a billionaire is through land banking. So you understand the power of what we're talking about. And I'm intentionally giving you stories that you can vet. Pastor Paul is alive. You can ask him that I said this, that this was what happened to his father. He will confirm this story. In fact, he has done videos out there, okay, that tells you about, that confirm this thing I'm telling you. He's done videos out there, okay, that confirm this story. So you see the power. You can hear me type, I can hear you. If you can hear me type, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, type I can hear you. Okay, so powerful. Thank you. Sorry about that. Somebody was trying to call me. Please don't call me so that I can complete this webinar. But how many of you are getting value, by the way? If you're getting value, if you're enjoying this, type I am getting value. If you are getting value, type I am getting value. So the first story is from £2,000 to $5 million. Are you ready for the second story? By the way, I will still tell you the secrets that I use, right? But I want to give you stories so that you know that what we're teaching today is not assumption. People have done it, and I've done it too. And I'll share my own story with you. I'll tell you 4 secrets that I use. But I want to even share with you secrets of other people that you can verify. You can call them, you can ask them, is this story true? The second story is from 10 million naira, okay, to 3 billion naira. I want you to type it. The second story from 25 million naira to 3 billion. Okay, from 25 million naira to 3 billion. Everybody type it.